Supposed to be in there. I don't get the impression you really care. It is getting cold. Hey, Two Socks. Everybody's stressing about you, making sure you're okay. Boy, you sure are busy getting your morning breakfast. Goodness. Blanche, why are you out here in the mud when you have a beautiful little barn you can go roll up in some wire in? Come on now. So good morning and welcome to Appalachian's Homestead. I thought I'd bring you up to the barn with me. Now, I'm not gonna go through my whole routine. It's too cold, y'all. Way too much to do. But I'll answer some questions. So from time to time, we always get an influx of questions from you guys, and I know it's real popular to do like a Q&A, and I've promised one for like 6 months, and I'm trifling, I haven't done one. I apologize. So I will be honest with you, I am busier on my farm, in my home, than I've ever been for multiple reasons. The move, all the delays because of the last 2 years and all the nonsense we've all been through. And then right as we started really kicking and digging in our heels, we got really sick. That's okay, we're back. So I was determined, and I'm continuing to be determined to get a bunch of things done by the end of January. So that sort of suppresses my schedule. But I've been going through a lot of comments, and I try to remember questions, and I'm so nifty, I even wrote them down. I wrote down your questions or a few things to talk about on some junk mail I got yesterday, because we're highfalutin like that. So first things first, Miss Blanche is doing just fine. She's making a mess of everything. She's ruling the roost. She's laying eggs, and she's bossing everybody around. She got out of that turkey roll she was in a couple days ago and all that snow, and took her a couple hours to shake it off. The girlfriend's back. Girlfriend's on fire. You ain't got to worry about Miss Blanche. She bosses you around, don't she? Don't ask me how I know. I just identify. I know she bosses you around. You'll be all right. Now, don't be picky. Hey, Blanche, I'm talking about you. I'm giving you all these compliments, except that you're, a little bossy, but that's not a bad thing. Be nice to your sisters. So the next couple of questions I've been getting a lot of lately is about my quail. I'm not going to go through my quail setup yet, simply because, well, here's the deal. So my birthday's coming up, and my big birthday present is a nice new quail setup. I'm waiting on it. So I figure I will get it, check it out, set it up, and I'm hopefully going to put all the quail together. I have them separated, some of them separated right now. But it does have a separator in it in case, you have some bad boys or bad girls. You got to make a decision. Somebody goes to the corner, gets a paddling and goes to the corner, those type of situations. So that I'm hoping that comes by next week, and we'll get to set that up. So I'm waiting on that. And second to that, I'm so glad you all love those quail scissors. I've gotten a couple of compliments, yes, thank you, but comments about the YouTube channel Living Traditions also has a video on the quail scissors. I didn't know that. Like I said in my video, one of y'all said something to me, and I was like, what are they talking about with quail scissors? I guess you've seen their video. Or somebody's been talking about things with that cuts cigars. I don't know about that stuff. So anyway, we got them. We love them. They're very useful. They're very inexpensive. I think I got mine for like $4 on that video from the other day. I'll put the link down below. If you are if you buy quail eggs or have quail eggs, really, honestly, truly, for $4, they make your life so much easier, and they're well worth the money. But here's what's so funny is I do want to say, I honestly, and I don't say this to be ugly, I really don't, it's a time thing. I've cut out a little bit of time once a week to watch 1883. I watch Yellowstone, it's done now in 1883. And I watch certain shows because I'm interested in potentially what their content in the time frame is about. I enjoy that. I'm a history buff and a history, freak. And I know what's realistic and what's not, but there are things, who doesn't enjoy Sam Elliott? So anyway, it's I just love it. But anyway, I don't watch a whole lot of videos because things are just so consuming right now. But I will let you know that the gentleman from Living Traditions reached out to me a couple weeks ago, and he was very nice. And I should have said something then, and I didn't. I got caught up with doing some other videos. He was complimenting my video about don't be a butthole. I guess they watched it, and I guess they deal with some buttholes too. And sometimes you just got to put your foot down and say, why you got to be that way? And second of all, you better take note. We ain't going to put up with it. But thank you so much for your kind remarks. I appreciate you. Okay, so now I know what you want to know. You're sitting there gnashing, going, get to it. And you're going to start coming down in the comments and saying that 4 minutes and 57 seconds is what you're waiting for her to start talking about Carhartt. I know how y'all are. I'm the same way. So I sincerely doubt you're going to have a lot of channels touch this subject. I know you have some prepper channels. They don't care to talk about things like this and different other channels. But in this community, probably most people won't touch it with a 10-foot pole. And that's their decision. They're trying to protect their content. They're trying to protect their image. They're trying to protect their stress level. Because when you speak your mind, you get a lot. You can get a lot of. That's all right. Listen, with as much as my family has been through over the last 4 to 6 months with mandates, potential job loss, and sickness, come at me, bro. So here's what I'm saying. You're asking me, what do I think about it? I think it's a bunch of hogwash. I think they have the right to do what they're going to do as a private company, but I also have the right as a private individual to buy and support and promote. I have no affiliation with Carhartt. Never have. I'm just a customer that bought. All I have are beanies, and we have a hand-me-down given coat that my son wears. That's about 10 years old. That's old Carhartt. And it's a shame because I really love their beanies. I wear a lot of different beanies because, I've got ears that stick out here to Texas, and, we got to keep them puppies warm. And so I'll just be finding me some new beanies. I'm not going to make a big deal about it. I'm not going to cancel somebody. It's just like any other organization that if I find out they support this or that and it goes against my moral fiber and what I believe in, then I just stop shopping there. It's that simple. You make a decision. You make a decision, I make. They're making their decision. They'll live with it. I'll make my decision. I'll live with it too. I'll just go find new beanies to wear. Ain't no thing but a chicken wing. So we'll just put the beanies away in a tub and put them up in the attic with the other winter wear I've got up there, and it'll sit. I ain't burning anything, throwing anything away. Somebody talked about gifting it to homeless veterans. Not a bad idea. Y'all know how I feel about freedom and medical freedom and what we've been through the last 4 to 6 months. If you don't, rewind and watch and catch up. I'm not saying that to be ugly. I'm just saying I'm moving on. So I implore you to do your research, know who you are, stick to your guns, and move on. When you find out that a company or an organization or an individual in your life supports or does things that you don't agree with, it's then on your own personal conscience to, are you convicted to stick with that or not? Because even though you may not be doing something, or even though you don't agree with something, when you stand by things and people and organizations that do things such as this to others, and this is a big topic, you're condoning that. And I don't condone it because I know what it feels like to be on this end, and I know the stress that it brings to people. And no, I don't support it. So wish them the best. I think personally, I think they'll figure it out. I think, losing a large portion of your potential customer base is a big mistake. And pray for them, and let's pray it turns out. But I'm not canceling. Okay, he's fired up about this. No, I'm not I don't believe in cancel culture, but I believe in freedom of choice. And my choice today is to support that in itself. So, like I said, I'll just go find me a new beanie to wear. No problem. I'm going to talk while I work. I'm feeding bunnies. So, a lot of you want to know, did I break her nose? Drama. That was some live action for you. The short answer is, I hate to disappoint you, but no, I did not break her nose. I'll have you know that I have reflected on that, and the reality is when I got back on the school bus, it was automatically, for some reason, for a short period. Here are my notes here to remind me what you've asked. She didn't bother me for like a week or two. And then one day, we got a phone call. Well, she decided to prank call our house, and my mama answered the phone. And my mama got a hold of that girl. Pretty much ended it on that day. Yeah, pretty much. But I will tell you that later on in school, when I got into high school, I ended up I was in a class with her. And I don't know if she got held back or what the situation was, but she was delayed, so she had to take some lower classes with me. And I didn't have any trouble because, I'll just be honest with you, she ended up having a baby in high school. And I think that brought her a lot of humbleness, which it should. And she never said a word to me again. But later in life, I took a lot of Krav Maga classes. A lot of people don't know that I'm a black belt in Krav Maga, Israeli Krav Maga. And I can break your nose. So, some of you had said on my last video, I'm not going to go over there and step back in all that mud, about there's a scene where the goats jumped out of a trough, and then one of the goats was holding up his hoof, and that was Cowboy, and he did do that. I didn't know it at the time, and I went and looked at him that afternoon, or that evening, yesterday and today. He's just fine. There's no problem there. I think he must have hit it when they jumped or something, but he's just fine. Now, we do need to be trimming some hooves up here very soon because they're kind of getting a little bit impacted with mud, and you definitely don't want that. So, Cowboy's just fine. So, I had another lady ask me if I would do a video talking about the lives of ancestors if they were wealthy. Well, ma'am, I'm not going to be your source on that. I know that there was a person or two, perhaps on my daddy's side. My daddy is actually not from East Tennessee. My daddy is from West Tennessee. And I think he might have had a mama or two that were a little tutti frutti, sure were pretty. And I think that all got lost later after the Civil War. But I don't have a lot of documentation on that side of my family, unfortunately. I am very close rooted with my mom's side, which is here in Southeast Tennessee and into North Carolina. And so I have all my documentation from that. But I'll be honest, from what I can tell, I'm not your girl talking about rich people. But I will say, even though you may have come from big landowners and things like that, if you really look, a lot of those men still did work the farms and work the land, but I can't help you there. My paper fell apart. Okay, so somebody wanted to ask me about what do you do with people that don't listen? You move on. You move on. You do your thing. You can't make people, you can't make people accept reality and what you believe to be reality. All you can do is tell people what you think is right and be civil about it. And if you feel like you need to speak with them about, you know, all kinds of different issues right now, then do so. Because that means you did your part. You did what your gut told you to do. You did what you felt you needed to do. I'll put this hand over here in this pocket. You know, and then after that, folks, you just got to let it go. I have found that a lot of times in recent years, you know, you may have been doing things, or, you know, maybe preparing for things or whatnot, maybe 5 years ago, and people said you were crazy. Me, myself, and we have experienced that. And I can tell you within the last year and a half, we're not crazy to these people. So you don't need to worry about that. And I that's speaking to myself also. You can't worry. You can't change other people. And there's a lot of people that you've probably had in your life that have become a major disappointment over things in recent years. People have changed in the last couple of years. I know people that 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, I would have thought that they would have ran out in front of a steam engine for me. And now that, you know, that's not the case. The world and people have changed, some for the better and many for the, if not for the better, within the last couple of years. People have become desperate is really what you're seeing. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that may not get any better anytime soon. So when people get desperate, they make desperate decisions. And you need to stay away from those people, because they will prove to continue to make bad decisions, and they will hurt themselves. They will hurt other people. And I don't mean just by saying, you know, you might be fat, ugly, or dumb. I'm not saying they're just going to talk down to you. They might actually steal from you. You know, try to take over or to put you in a worse spot so they are of a place of gain. Because when they're desperate, it doesn't matter if you're blood. It doesn't matter what all you've done for them or what your relationship in the past might have been. Desperate people do desperate things. So going forward, I tell you right now, like I said, tighten your circle. Know who you're loyal to and know who is loyal to you. Focus on yourself, your relationship with God, and do your best. And really focus on the tight circle that you're in with your spouse, your children, whoever that is. Because that's all you can do. Woo! So I decided to work on a new bread recipe. It's a really simple bread recipe. It was a lot of fun yesterday. I'm going to make a video on that. I hope to get Gabriel involved because he loved it. We don't have, there's no bread left. So I think that'd be good for him. I may change one of the ingredients and try something else. So I'm not sure yet, but be looking for that, because I did do that yesterday, and boy, it was a hit on social media, and I appreciate that. But finally, a lot of you are also asking about the Great Appalachian Homesteading Conference for 2022. I haven't made a decision yet. We're in January, and I run that entire conference by myself. It's mine. I own it. I've always run it by myself. And there's a lot going on still this year with, well, what isn't still going on, right? So, and, you know, I'm really busy with the farm and really busy with Gabriel. You know, he is going to be pushing into his senior year of high school, and he's my baby. My other boys are living their own lives or in deep into college, y'all. So, you know, I'm kind of hanging on to that last little birdie in there. I'm hanging on to his little leg. So I haven't made a decision yet, but I appreciate all the questions and whatnot. So if when we make a decision, or if we decide to do it, or when and where and how, I'll let you know. Just keep working on what you're doing, y'all, okay? Don't stop. And make the decisions that matter and the ones that you can live with when you lay your head down at night. All right, I got to clean up, get these chickens ready to roll, and hit the road, because Mama's eyeballing a brand new beanie, and it's not Carhartt. We'll see you on the next video.